then we bring on the areas, and then we bring on the rest of the crew, rest of the time. I can tell you that's going to be changed. Because you know what's going to happen? There's going to be too many regionals. And that call is going to be every Wednesday. It's going to be a national call. And then we'll bring the regionals on and the rest. And then what's going to happen is going to go from being a national call to only the international. Because the inner is going to start, the cream is going to start rising. Listen, everybody is listening to my sound and my voice right now. Guys, you have an opportunity. You are positioned. You are positioned right now. We haven't launched yet. You are perfectly positioned. Just like he was saying, you can be on top 10. You just got to go to work right now. Not tomorrow, right now. You got to seize the day. They say carpe diem, you got to make this happen. Okay, if you want to get money as an issue out the way, this is the perfect vehicle because the timing is everything on this. So with that, I want to say congratulations to the area VDOs. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to step out the way and I'm going to start my boot camp with our team in Houston here. And if you would, please, sir, thank you guys for giving me the honor to getting on the national call today.
Bro,
sharing it with my area, Ms. Barbara White.
Before you go, Super Saturdays is always different, man. Super Saturdays is not like a typical opportunity presentation. I got to ask you this. I know that you're a tax professional. You prepare taxes every year. I know Keith is also a tax professional. He prepares taxes every year. Can you explain to people real quickly the benefits of having a home-based business, period? How this business is really free. Can you do that?
Absolutely. First of all, just by having a home-based business, it gives you over 122 tax write off the top. What do you mean? Just by having a home-based business. I'll give you an example. If you got a kid that's under 18, you can pay them $1,000 a month. And guess what that means? That's $12,000 a year you get to write off for hiring your own kid to work for your business. Imagine that. Okay, just for having a home-based business, when you go buy products and everything else, you talk about tax write-offs. When you do your pop-ups, when we had our puff and paint, all these things are tax write-offs. You see, and so that's why it's important that you understand that, you know what, this is a business. Yes, we have a lot of fun, and that's great. Listen, we do like personality profile trainings for some of our leaders, and we talk about the different profiles. And most companies, they're very money motivated, like I am, and they get it. But we also have people that love helping people. We have all the personalities that love to make money. Then you have folks who love to have parties. This is the perfect business for the party lovers. But again, the operative word is business. So again, in the tax business, when you're traveling to Vegas, guess what? You're going to Vegas to have fun, but it's also business. So guess what? That is a tax write-off. Your plane ticket, your hotel, your food, all of that gets to come off of your taxes. That's why, again, hey, even some of your samples, you want to sample your samples, it's a write-off, guys. So as a tax professional, when I teach, I got 1,300 clients. And what I teach those clients is, listen, you need a job with 2 and 3 jobs is for 2 and 3 people. You need a job in the business to offset, and CannaGlow could be the perfect thing for that. Back to you, Eric.
Okay, text dude.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That's what really got me interested in network marketing way back when. I was making $100,000 a year in the 90s. Back when $100,000 was a lot of money.
Okay.
And I was self-employed, writing a check off to the government every 3 months for like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. And I went to go see a guy in D.C. His name is Sandy Bach, and he wrote a book called How to Slash Your Taxes Big Time. I went to see him, and he was like, man, he says nobody should be paying that much money in taxes. And he asked what was going on in my life, brother. And he said, so now you get to write off your mileage. Just stop at a gas station, drop off your business card, write off the rest of your community miles. Take that. He says, make sure these empty rooms in your big old house, put up pictures of what you're doing, and now you got a showroom. He said, make sure you put your files in another room. He says, take that space, now that's all your office and your storage, write off a portion of that. Brother, I can tell you, I've slashed my taxes from about $35,000, $40,000 a year down to less than $5,000. I'm going to tell you, having a home-based business will save you a ton of money. If you're on there for the first time thinking about, like, this seems like a great place to get some weed, yeah, it is, but it's a great way to make some money and save some money through the IRS tax code. You just got to make sure you give it a good tax preparer, guys, because the rest of this stuff is covered. I will tell you, like Reggie like to say, my business is free, and it's free because I deal with tax professionals like you and Keith. So I appreciate you, man, for stepping up like that.
What's crazy, E, is that we started in the tax business. Me, Reggie, and Keith, we called him Hawk back then. We started in the tax business at the same time. We actually shared an office in Irving, Texas together, the three of us. And then over time, our businesses blew up, and we all wind up in different building our own teams. But we grew up in the business together, and now, like I say, it sustains us. We're doing a great business in taxes, and I've learned so much. One of the other things I want to keep in mind, since we're talking about the taxing and how Canada Global applies to that, is that you also want to understand that you want to actually, like, if you see the Franklin Bridge logo, the FB logo, you can, when you're thinking about your brand or whatever, you need to go ahead and start getting that thing, website acquired, that name assumed, all of those things in place. That EIN, again, reach out to your tax professional. If they don't know, then reach out to Keith or myself. But the bottom line is you want to get your house in order. You want to get your income house in order, meaning that you want to make sure that you want to be positioned. You don't want to leave money on the table. And you don't want to make tens of thousands of dollars a month or $100 or more, however much money you're making a month. Like the old folks say, ain't what you make is what you keep. You want to make sure that you're keeping this money and you got the right tax shelters in place. Again, this first initial payment, it's a tax write-off. You get to write it off your tax. When you're buying supplies and everything else and you're preparing for your business, it's a tax write-off. So think about that when you're thinking about this. It's a business that we love to have fun. We love to help people. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is our goal is to get flat out paid in this thing. Thanks again, Keith, for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was like a class. Well, it was a class. Well, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because what somebody else said. This is why they do it. The majority of people are business professionals. And business professionals, especially with flexible minds, they're the ones that see this first because they see the business opportunity. Most people see business first, then others might lead to what they see that it does for others. Most people are looking for income, but then they see what it does for others. And it builds a more community mindset instead of an individual mindset. And the community mindset, that's what's growing people as a community, not the individual. But business professionals, that's the majority of people to see this first. Whether young business, old business, and then you don't have to be, but they're mentally flexible to not just say, no, I know what I know and I won't look at anything else. People are mentally flexible, they're in the best positions. All right, everybody, ask me anything.